حسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما روي عن ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنهما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. وقال اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس، شبابك قبل حرمك، وصحتك قبل سقمك، وغناك قبل فقرك، وفراغك قبل شغلك، وحياتك قبل موتك. رواه الحاكم. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم. My dear respected elders, brothers and sisters, as we are fully aware, this is the start of a new calendar year, and this is a time where many people, they kind of reflect upon the last year that they have spent and focus on the next year that is about to come in terms of making new resolutions and things like that. So, as a Muslim, we should not be just waiting specifically for these times and these milestones in our lives, like birthdays and New Year's and so on, to kind of focus on the important things in our life. As a Muslim, we should be focusing on these things at all times. That how day by day the time is passing us by. And day by day we are getting close to our graves. The time that has gone by, it is never going to come back. So when we say that time is priceless, we can say that it truly is priceless. You cannot put a price on it. You cannot buy it. If somebody was to offer you, if they had the whole world and whatever it contains, to give you back their life that has passed, forget about the life. Forget if they ask you for 5 years of their life, or if they ask you for 1 year of their life, or if they ask you for a month of their life, or a week of their life, or a day of their life, or an hour of their life, or a minute of their life, or a second of their life, and they would give you the whole world and whatever it contains, you would not be able to do it. We would not be able to return that time back to them. This shows that time is actually more valuable than anything else in this whole wide world, even more valuable than the whole world and its contents. So we should value this time. We should not waste this time. And each time these certain milestones come in our life, like these New Year's or birthdays and things of that nature, we should think and reflect upon how the previous year has gone by, how I'm spending my time. Am I this year closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than I was last year? Or have I become further away? How are my deeds? Am I more obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now? Or am I more disobedient than I was a year ago? And that is why there's a saying of Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, "Hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasabu." Evaluate yourselves. Evaluate yourselves before you are evaluated. Meaning on the Day of Judgment, before that evaluation takes place, we should be constantly evaluating ourselves. A very famous surah of the Quran that we've learned since childhood is Surah Al-Asr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He swears at the beginning of the surah by the time. He says, "Wal Asr," I swear by the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking an oath. And when He is taking an oath, that means the thing that He is taking an oath with is a very important thing. And then there's a connection between the oath, the qasam, and the jawab al-qasam, which comes after that. The jawab al-qasam is, "Innal insana lafi khusr." I swear by the time, indeed all humanity is at a loss. All humanity is at a loss, meaning that the humanity that does not value the time that has been allotted to it, the human being that does not value the years and the months and the weeks and the days that have been given to the human being, if he does not value them, if he does not use them well, then truly he is in a loss. And then the rest of the surah goes into mentioning how a person can get out of that loss and become successful. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. These are the things that we have to have in our lives so that that life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us is not wasted. So that's not the focus of this khutbah. The surah is not the focus of the khutbah. The focus is generally that how we should value the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us and realize that slowly, time is passing us by. Go back home and look at pictures from 5 years ago. You will find today that you have more gray hair. You will find today that you have more wrinkles in your face. And you will feel that, man, I've changed over these past 5 years. I've aged. But these past 5 years, where have they gone? They've just disappeared. And I haven't even noticed, just like a flash before my eyes. The Prophet ﷺ, he says, نِعْمَتَانِ مَغْبُونٌ فِيهِمَا كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ. There are two blessings in which people are at a severe loss. Maghbun means a person who is the victim of ghaban. What is ghaban? Ghaban means that a person, he buys something at a high price and he sells it at a lower price. He is taking a loss when he is doing his business. Can this business sustain itself? Can this business succeed? It can never succeed. So the Prophet ﷺ said that there are two blessings in which people are at a severe loss at. What are they? As-sihha wal-faragh. Health and free time. What is sihha? Health, a person, he has been given the ability to walk, talk, to pray, go to the masjid, fast, get up for tahajjud, get up for fajr, pray his 5 times daily salat, go to work and then give in charity from the work that, from the wealth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him. But then suddenly a time comes when that health is snatched away from him. A person gets a stroke, a person has an accident, a person has a heart attack, a person is afflicted with cancer. So many times we hear of these incidents that take place when seemingly a perfectly healthy person loses the health that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him, and the things that he used to do or he could be able to do with that health, he cannot do anymore. So this is the first thing that people lose out on, and that is good health. And the second thing is al-faragh, free time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a person time, and instead of utilizing that time to prepare for his hereafter or to make that time more productive, a person wastes it away in browsing the internet or on social media and in chatting with people, things that have no value for this world or the hereafter. So we should question ourselves. The health that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me and the free time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me, how much am I using it productively? How much am I wasting it? And based upon the answer that we truly and sincerely give ourselves, we should change our lives for the better. And the year that we are about to start, we should try to change it in such a way that we become more productive in terms of our deeds, in terms of our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in terms of even the worldly life. To be more productive, we have to basically guard our time. There's another hadith which also highlights these same points. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. Take advantage of 5 things before 5 things happen. Take advantage of 5 things before 5 things happen. What are those 5 things? شبابك قبل هرمك. Take advantage of your youth before you become aged, before you become old. Youth means basically younger years in which you are active. Doesn't necessarily mean a person in his 20s or 30s. Take advantage of the fact that you can move, you can walk, you can talk, you are healthy. Take advantage of this. Take advantage of وَصِحَّتَكَ قَبْلَ سَقَمِكَ. Take advantage of your health before you become sick. The point that we've just already mentioned. وَغِنَاكَ قَبْلَ فَقْرِكَ. Take advantage of your wealth before you become poor. If Allah has given you wealth, give in charity, give in sadaqah, give your zakat. Make sure that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, you benefit others with it so that it becomes an investment for you in the hereafter. So, وَغِنَاكَ قَبْلَ فَقْرِكَ. Take advantage of your wealth before you become poor. وَفَرَاغَكَ قَبْلَ شُغْلِكَ. And take advantage of your free time before you become busy. And again, many people, they have time on their hands, and then suddenly they get a new job. They have to move out of town. They have to commute. And then they look back and they say to themselves, well, if I had that free time, I had a job in which I wasn't working too many hours, I wish I had taken advantage of that time and memorized some verses from the Quran. I wish I had learned something. I wish I had done something at that time that I had free. Now I'm so busy, I cannot do anything. So, take advantage of your free time before you become busy. وَحَيَاتَكَ قَبْلَ مَوْتِكَ. And finally, this is the key thing that we should always be thinking about, taking advantage of the life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us before we leave this world. And how do we take advantage of it? We make sure that each and every action of ours is according to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. That is the taking advantage of the life before we pass away. To a point when the angel of death comes to us, we are ready to leave this world. We are ready to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are ready to go along with Malakul Maut, and we do not ask for more time, as is mentioned in the verses of the Quran that talk about a person who's not ready to leave this world, that he will ask the angel of death to give him more time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says no. فَإِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهُمْ لَا يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ سَاعَةً وَلَا يَسْتَقْدِمُونَ. When the time comes, there's no moving forward or back. That time is set, and that time is the time that we must leave this world. So, these 5 things, again I'll recap. Take advantage of 5 things before 5 things happen. What are they again? Those 5 things are the youth before old age, health before illness, wealth before poverty, free time before becoming busy, and life before death overtakes us. These are the 5 things that the Prophet ﷺ told us that we should make sure that we are taking advantage of. The Prophet ﷺ, he also told us that during the last days, what's going to happen? There's something that we need to reflect upon and think about. Many people, they say, and we've heard this so many times, the month of Ramadan comes and immediately the month of Ramadan goes. And they say, well, it just looked like we started the month of Ramadan yesterday and now it's gone. 2015 came and it finished. It seems like we started the year of 2015 just a month ago and it seems like it's finished already. So this is one of the signs of the Day of Judgment. The Prophet ﷺ said, يَتَقَارَبُ الزَّمَانِ, that the time will become close to each other. Meaning that the longer time will seem like a shorter time. So this is one of the days of the events of the Day of Judgment, or the signs. وَيَنْقُصُ الْعَمَلِ, amal, good deeds will decrease. وَيُلْقَ الشُّحْ, and greediness will increase. Shuh is actually a combination of greediness and stinginess. A person is not only greedy, he is also stingy. This is what shuh means. So shuh will come into the hearts of people. They'll become greedy and they'll become stingy. وَيَكْثُرُ الْحَرَجِ, and haraj will increase. The Sahaba said, what is haraj ya Rasulullah? Mal haraj? قال القتل القتل, killing, killing. Killing will increase. And we see that all the time. Whether that's state-sponsored killing in forms of wars and invasions, or terrorism, or individuals taking upon themselves to kill other people for no reason whatsoever, this is a sign of the closeness of the Day of Judgment. There's another hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ said that there will come a time when the killer will not know why he's killing the person that he's killing. And the one who's being killed, the one who's being murdered, he will not know why he's being murdered. And this is again what we are seeing on a day-to-day basis with these gun rampages and massive shootings. This is something that we are seeing with our own eyes. The Prophet ﷺ foretold this a long time ago. The closeness of the time. Let's just focus on that for 1 minute. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى يتقارب الزمان. The day of judgment will not take place until the time becomes close, meaning it shrinks. And how is it going to be? فتكون السنة كالشهر. فتكون السنة كالشهر. The year will become like a month. ويكون الشهر كالجمعة. And the month will become like a Jumu'ah, meaning like a week. وتكون الجمعة كاليوم. And a week will become like a day. ويكون اليوم كالساعة. And the day will become like an hour. وتكون الساعة كاحتراق الصعفة. And 1 hour will become like the burning of a nest. How long does it take to light a dry nest of a bird? And how long will it take for it to finish and just become burned completely? A few minutes, a couple of minutes. So an hour will become like the burning of a nest. So are we seeing these things or not with our own eyes? We are seeing that the time has shrunk and we do not have barakah in the time anymore. We look at our pious predecessors like Imam Nawawi, rahimahullah. By the age of 45, he had written so many books. He left this world at the age of 45, Imam Nawawi, if you can imagine. Yet he has left so many books that he wrote for us that we benefit from to this day. We look at the works of Hafiz ibn al-Hajar, rahimahullah. He wrote 2 of his great works are the Sharah of Bukhari, the explanation of Bukhari, called Fath al-Bari. That's in about 15 volumes. If you put it on a shelf, it's about that thick. And he wrote another book, very prominent work, called Al-Isabah, which talks about all of the Sahaba and the Tabi'een in alphabetical order. The riwayat, the people that brought the riwayat to us, the hadith to us, each and every single rawi, each and every single narrator has been described, their life, and where they were born, where they died, how long they lived for. Again, this is in about 22 volumes. Just imagine the research that he had to do to get all that information to us. Before the days of computers, before the age of jet travel, before the age of telephone communication, how did he get this information all together in the life that he had, which couldn't have been more than the average that we have of 50 or 60 years? We cannot do that with the technology that we have in this day and age. How do you think he did it at that time? Nothing more than the barakah in time that we are lacking today. So we really need to make sure that the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, we try to use it to our advantage. The Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ. If we want barakah in our wealth, in our time, in our children, then what is the way to get that barakah? Iman and taqwa. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says very clearly in the Quran. If the dwellers of the villages, if they had iman and if they had taqwa, then most certainly we would open up for them the barakat from the skies. وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبُوا فَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they denied, so we punished them. But the ayah is very clear. If we are lacking barakah in our lives, it is because of the lack of iman. It is because of the lack of taqwa. It is because of the lack of our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is because of the lack of good deeds and the increase in bad deeds. It is because of that we are lacking barakah. So how then should we take advantage of the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us? A key thing that we should always keep in mind is that the work that I'm doing right now, the action that I'm doing now or about to undertake, does it have the benefit of the world or the benefit of the hereafter, or both? If it doesn't have the benefit of the world, if it doesn't have a worldly benefit, and if it doesn't have a benefit of the hereafter, then that thing is a waste of time. That thing is a waste of time, and we are wasting that time with no benefit whatsoever. We can count down hundreds of things that we do on a day-to-day basis that can come under this criteria of no benefit of this world, no benefit of the hereafter. So, if that we are doing that, and if we are victims of this kind of attitude, then that thing that we are doing, that is not beneficial for us, so therefore we need to stop it. We are wasting time with it. The social media that is so prevalent now, we should try to use it for productive things, not for time wasting. Okay, you need to use it for productive things. We have so many benefits that we can derive from social media, so many things we can learn, so much convenience there is in sending messages. Before, we had to write letters back home to our countries, and that letter used to take 10 or 12 days to reach. And then the people used to respond by sending letters back, and then that used to take 10 or 12 days, which after email came into existence, people started calling that mail snail mail, right? Because of the slowness of how those letters reach us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us these conveniences, and we should use those conveniences in a productive way, not in an unproductive way. We should try to increase our taqwa, our iman, our good deeds, and inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through that, He will give us barakah in our rizq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. Whoever has the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make a way for him. And He will give him sustenance from where he cannot even imagine. And whoever has the tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough for him. So taqwa, tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will see a barakah increasing in our lives. In addition to this, we should try to at least come to the masjid for one salat per day. At the very minimum, our connection with the masjid should be established on a daily basis. Yes, we may be praying at home, we may be doing our salat at home, but the connection with the masjid is something completely different. In addition to the multiplied reward that we get for the salat, there is a connection that a community has with each other. The masjid is a place of angels. When we make dua amongst the angels, the duas are likely to be accepted much more. And the amal that we do, they have a different and distinct flavor to them, a distinct sweetness to them, different to how we perceive at home. So you can say, yes, I'm praying my 5 times salat at home, but are you actually getting that same sweetness that you would get while praying in the masjid, standing shoulder to shoulder with your fellow brothers and sisters? You will not get that sweetness. And that's, of course, in addition to the multiplied reward that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised of 27 times greater. The worldly example of that would be if somebody is giving you $10 an hour at your workplace, and somebody tells you, you know what, the same job that you're doing, if you drive a mile or so, a couple of miles, and you just go to this other place, they are offering you $270 for the same job. Who would not take that job? Who would not run to put in an application and give his resume for the same job? The only thing is that he has to drive for a couple of miles. Because we are not aware of the value of this multiplied reward of the Jama'ah, we kind of neglect coming to the masjid. So we have to make the masjid a part of our daily life in addition to the other things that we mentioned. What happens is also the shaitan tries to take you away from masajid for minor reasons. Okay, and I'll finish with this. What he tries to tell you is that person who you don't like, he will be in the masjid today. You have a difference of opinion with him, you had an argument with him. So the shaitan says, rather than going to the masjid and having to face that brother, I'd rather just stay at home. I've seen so many incidents like this. There is politics in the board taking place, or there's, they sideline me, or they focus on, people are focusing on their own racial background and they don't pay any attention to me. The shaitan, he plays tricks with us all the time. Just imagine that we have that same attitude about our job. Nobody is going to stop going to work because he has a disagreement with a co-worker, unless he finds another job and then he leaves his job. But nobody is going to leave his job simply for the reason that he has a disagreement with a co-worker. Why is that? Because we value the worldly things, we have value for money, we have value for our paycheck, and we don't have value because we don't see that value with our own eyes yet. That's why these small reasons shaitan puts in our mind, and it's very easy for us to let go of the masjid and to let go of the increased reward. So each time the shaitan comes to us and tries to make us slip up like that, we should think about that same kind of scenario from a worldly perspective, and would we go through with it and act the same when it comes to our job or making money and so on? We probably would not. So the summary is, my dear brothers and sisters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us time. He has given us a new year that is about to start. We should try to take advantage of this time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, not to waste it. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us tawfiq to understand and practice what has been said and heard. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من صلى وصام اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من قعد وقام وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى الملائكة المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وجعلنا منهم واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا معهم اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا اللهم امكر لنا ولا تمكر علينا اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا اللهم آتنا ولا تحرمنا اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار آمين يا رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله العلي الجليل يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون أقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول